In today's class, we'll be embracing acceptance and forgiveness. These can be two parts of a puzzle that are extremely challenging, but also something that can keep us stuck and hold us back from showing up in ways that we want to in our lives. So, find a comfortable seat. I am going to sit on top of my block today. However, you can just sit wherever you are with your legs crossed or stagger the legs. And then place your hands over your knees, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, keep your spine tall, and then look down the bridge of your nose or close your eyes. Before we start to try to embrace the energy of forgiveness and acceptance, let's first focus on where we're at today with just breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Option to audibly exhale out through your mouth or sigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to think about embracing reality as it is. And then on the exhale, letting go of those negative feelings of resentment, retaliation, and just obsession. Sometimes when we are wronged or feel wronged, we can become obsessed with holding a grudge against whomever or whatever did the wrong deed. And sometimes we may even blame ourselves. So this is going to be a space for us to explore that. Do you tend to blame yourself for a lot of things that are either not your fault or things that, I guess in the same sense, were out of your control? And it's just difficult to accept and admit that some things are out of our control. Which for anxiety and OCD, those are scary thoughts, right? We seek reassurance, we seek control to feel safe. What we'll do next is start to add movement in with our breath and try to think about the energy that we create. So on your inhale, seated cow, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, seated cat, round your upper back, gaze to your belly button. Inhale, seated cow. Think about uplifting yourself, supporting yourself, getting lighter. Exhale, seated cat. Think about releasing negativity, resentment, either for yourself or for someone else. And then move freely between the two with your breath. See if you're feeling stuck in anywhere in your spine. Can you open up any blockages of energy that you may feel today? Now, if you want to continue on the block, you can. You can also do some seated cat-cows without your block, placing that to the side and feeling your sit bones rooted on your ground or mat. Do a couple more seated cat and cow. And then find stillness. Noticing what comes up for you as we add these subtle movements and embrace letting go. If there's any suffering at all, giving yourself that compassion of knowing that this is a very human and common experience. You are not alone. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. And exhale, lean over to your right. Find a left side body stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean over to your left. Find a right side body stretch. Inhale, center, and switch between the two. So now we're moving into lateral flexion of the spine, trying to see if there's any blockages in this direction. Can we loosen things up to move more freely, to be more open, to stop avoiding our fears, but rather face them, to see the reality of what they are for what they are, and make choices that align with what we want to do next. I also know this a little bit to be kind of connected to your polyvagal. So there's the polyvagal theory. And so I know this to be connected to that, where when you feel shut down, you are in, I believe, dorsal vagal state. If you want to find stillness here, you can also do that as well, or you can keep moving side to side. But yeah, so dorsal vagal, you are shut down, maybe moving slow, maybe wanting to avoid, not really wanting to do anything. And your sympathetic chain, you're activated, maybe a bit flighty. It's hard for you to want to do anything that involves looking at reality, accepting what is. And then when you're in ventral vagal, you are social, you are open to creative problem solving, you are open to other ways and other ideas and other things, even if you need to stand in your ground and still stay aligned with yourself, right? And speak up for yourself. So these are all things that can be related to our nervous system, which makes sense because that's along the spine as well. So if you haven't already, find stillness, come back to center, inhale, and then exhale. Bring your hands back to your chest if you released or let go. And then exhale, twist to your right, and then twist to your left. And this is the last of the 6 directions that we typically can move our bodies in. We've already done our flexion and extension, lateral flexion, and now we're doing rotation. And so you'll just slowly move from right to left, noticing where things get sticky here, and using that power of acceptance. Like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what feels good in my body. This is where it goes. I'm not going to compare myself to anyone else or make myself feel bad for where I am today. This is it. Basically, it's a neutral attitude, right? Letting go of judgment. And it's pretty easy to tell when you're in judgment because it's usually binary. So it's good, bad, right, wrong. I know there's many more things. So those are just some examples, but instead we are staying neutral. This is just what it is. There's nothing further that needs to be put on it or labeled. All right, inhale, find stillness if you haven't already. Bring your hands back to your lap or to your knees. Close your eyes and just kind of settle back down. So when we add movement, it adds heat. It can kind of get things going again. So we want to ground back down by gently breathing in and breathing out. This class is a lot of breathing together and then paying attention to what's with us, what's inside of us. Now, this can feel also pretty scary if you're someone who avoids feelings, difficult conversations, if you stay in denial a lot, this can feel new. This can feel scary. Okay, so I just want to acknowledge that this class may not feel like, wow, I'm feeling so good, I'm feeling positive. This class may make you feel a bit like, I don't know what that was. And that's okay. We are going for the gray, the area that is really hard to define. It's hard to see, but it's the area where we can be free. Especially if you blame yourself a lot. I know that for myself, I used to blame myself for not doing something differently or speaking up. And those are really painful thoughts over a painful memory. And so, my goal here isn't to leave you all feeling scared or sad. However, if you are feeling those things, it's to know that you can create a safe space for you to support and to love yourself and to offer kindness. Some things that you may have never gotten in your family or in just your social circle at all. However, it's something that can start with yourself. You can learn how to do it, and this is just a step in that direction. So, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need a little calm today. See you next time.